It's NBA action on EA Sports. Alongside the former Chicago Bulls guard, Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. And Jay, I know this takes you back.
Ed, there's no better feeling this time of year than hearing sneakers squeak on the court and seeing guys get a good lather while they're getting ready for battle.
It's that pregame feeling. And now, it's the opening tip. Won by the San Antonio Spurs.
And look, no disrespect to Dwayne Casey of Toronto. I mean Detroit, because he was the coach of the year for Toronto and they got fired. But for Greg Popovich to lead this team to 7th place in the Western Conference with 47 wins is beyond me. I do not understand how he is not the coach of the year. We have a guy like Manu Ginobili, who is older than me, and he's able to lead this team to where they were last year. That says everything you need to know about Pop.
One thing, Jay, you're not 40 years old yet, so that's good. And two, they had to reinvent how they did things last year. Kawhi Leonard played barely 10 games last season, so they found a way to do it. Then you add DeRozan. I'm so interested to see what this Spurs team is going to be. Yes, you lose Kawhi, but you never really had him last year either. Bellinelli, tough matchup against George. Here comes the screen. Can't connect.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. To Murray.
The NBA Season 9 2021 games and highlights will be coming up next on Sports Action Infinity 2-2.
5 to shoot for San Antonio. To Murray. Here's a chance from long range. Not that time. DeJounte Murray forced that one up. Leonard goes to the right side. To Leonard. Bledsoe to the rim. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Murray with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Down to Young. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Kawhi Leonard against Murray. Paul George to Leonard. Scores from the post. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
LA Clippers with the basketball. To Leonard. Ibaka. To Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. George lets it fly. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. George, guarded by Bellinelli. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Nothing going here on that drive. Young. The Spurs with 4 in the shot clock. Kawhi Leonard able to recover with the block. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Gets a look. Can't hit. Jay, upon scanning this Clippers roster, there are a lot of guards for Doc Rivers to work with.
Yeah, they have a plethora of guards, and if I'm this team and if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm thinking about how do I throw as many guards at you as possible, because Doc wants to get another guard in there to apply the same pressure. They should be the new modern-day Detroit Pistons with the style they play defensively.
Marcus Morris, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 73%. Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first. To Young. Goes to the left side. Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Paul George. Takes stock of the floor. George to Bledsoe. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. PG lets it fly. Not going down for him this time.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was his shot.
Kawhi Leonard snatching it out of the air.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
Strong finish for Paul George.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Five to shoot. For 3. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
San Antonio ball. To Young. Knocked loose. That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. It'll remain San Antonio basketball. New blood coming in for both sides.
Subbing in for the Los Angeles Clippers, number 1, Reggie Jackson.
The screen sets him up for 2.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Leonard to George. Knocks it down from mid-range.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
It was right there.
Woo! I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
To Leonard. Paul George. To Leonard. It's PG for 2. Doesn't get the bounce.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Jackson to Paul George. Fires the 3. His first effort off the mark.
Game 1-5 Houston Rockets 1-0 to Memphis Grizzlies 1-3-6 final.
Has a look. Deep 2 there, won't go. Leonard to George. Reset here. Let's see what they do. Paul George, 4-2. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game.
Game 1-5 Toronto Raptors 1-1-3 Portland Trail Blazers 1-1-8
But he's also
final.
finding his rhythm.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Leonard to Jackson. Nothing going here on that drive. From the outside, no good. Here comes the screen. Shot from the lane won't go. Leonard to Paul George.
Game 1-5 Chicago Bulls 1-1 Los Angeles Lakers 1-0-3 final.
To Marcus Morris. Jackson. Here's Leonard for two. Off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Driving right to the basket. Fires the three. Smothering D.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get
Game
some teammates
1-5
involved with your
Phoenix
passing.
Suns 9-9 Minnesota Timberwolves
Gets it in the left
9-6
corner.
final.
Leonard. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. George. He was all over him.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Clippers have the basketball. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early
Game
like this all
1-5
the time.
Miami Heat
Number one, to see if they'll
1-0-3
get
Oklahoma
caught. And
City
number two,
Thunder
to leave a little
9-0
mark for you to
final.
remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Reggie Jackson at the line for 2 shots. A career 85% free throw shooter. First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. And that one out of bounds off of Spurs.
Game 1-5 Denver Nuggets 1-0-1 Dallas Mavericks 1-1-1 final.
It's LA Clippers ball to George. Probing the defense. Surveys the floor to Paul George. Here comes the screen. And it's rejected. And that one is out.
Game 1-5 Orlando Magic 1-1-1 Atlanta Hawks 1-2-9 final.
George. Leonard. No good. That's great defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
And the basket good at the rim. Desperation shot here from half court. That ends the first quarter. The Clippers have the lead. One quarter in the books. This has the potential to be a good one.
Yeah, both teams have came out. They play with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
To Ibaka. Here comes the screen. Leonard. Serge Ibaka slams it down. Jay, we're seeing more of the same to start the second.
It's called settle for more. Just because a defender gives you space doesn't mean that you need to take the jump shot. Keep attacking the rim. It will open up eventually.
To Young. Count the basket.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
LA Clippers with the basketball. To George. Ibaka. George, guarded by Murray. Knocked loose, and that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers, so the Spurs keep the basketball. Time to shuffle things up. Down to Young. Thaddeus Young. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Ed, I get it. I know why Indiana fans love Thaddeus Young. He's that guy that just shows up to work every day and is going to outwork you, outgrind you. They don't make players like that anymore.
Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
One of the best in the biz right there. Maybe the best.
Murray with it. 5-point game. To Young. To Murray. The jumper's off the mark.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything, that's why shots aren't dropping.
Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. To Leonard. Not that time.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
To Murray. Here comes the screen. No good. To Leonard. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Murray into the front court. Right now, down 7. Can't connect.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Here comes the screen. Leonard. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Leonard. Oh, good offense beating good defense.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that aim.
To Murray. Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
To Ibaka. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Kawhi Leonard. He's got 2 shots coming. A career 84% free throw shooter. First one, count it. And and gets both to drop at the line. Spurs have it to Young. And he'll go to the foul line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
First try, no good. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Bledsoe with it up top. It's a 9-point lead. Batum to Luke Kennard. Able to convert inside.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Murray into the front court. He'll run the offense. Seconds to shoot. 4-3. Not that time. DeJounte Murray forced that one up. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Batum matched up with DeJounte Murray. Oh, bad pass. Taken away by the Spurs. To Murray. Down to Young. Thaddeus Young. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Batum to Bledsoe. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not there for Bledsoe. Defense all over him. Young. Knocked loose. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw is good to finish off the 3-point play. That slices the lead down to 4. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Kawhi Leonard against Al-Farouq Aminu to Marcus Morris. Batum. Down to 5 on the 24. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Now 4 for 9.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
DeJounte Murray. Nice pass to get things going.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Leonard to Bledsoe. The Spurs have the board. Right now, San Antonio's possession. Knocks it down from mid-range. To Bledsoe. And count the basket inside.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Murray with the basketball. Down 4. Missed that one. His coach cannot be a happy camper.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
Leonard to Nick Batum. Lets it fly from long range. So the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard with a piece. And that one out of bounds off a spur. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Subbing in for Los Angeles, number 13.
Clippers have the basketball.
I got ball.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Here's Leonard for 2. Deep 2 there, won't go.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning the ankle on that landing.
DeJounte Murray, the pass taken away by the Clippers.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
To Leonard. Another chance. And the rebound comes to Aminu. Murray with it. They trail by 7. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. Oh, emphatic slam.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter, but still keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Bledsoe with the basketball. Lead stands at 7. To Leonard. And a nice finish at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Murray. Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
It's LA Clippers ball. Bledsoe to Leonard. Murray into the front court. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. Here comes the screen. Bellinelli against Paul George. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Bledsoe to Leonard. Bledsoe. From the painted area, won't go down. Here comes the screen. Serge Ibaka sends it away. Second effort. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. They'll let one fly from half court. First half in the books. The Clippers are out in front.
right into the action here. The Clippers have the advantage on the scoreboard at halftime. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Spurs are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are the guys getting buckets for the San Antonio Spurs.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard is doing everything he can on defense to get the win. He's blocking shots, he's getting steals, and he's setting the tone for his team.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. These are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Paul George to Batum. Jumper's good.
And it's so deflating for the defense when you pick up right exactly where you left off at halftime. That's the kind of energy you need.
DeJounte Murray. And stuffs it home. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
George to Marcus Morris. George gets a shot up off the mark. The follow won't go either. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. San Antonio with the basketball. DeJounte Murray. Probing the defense. Goes to the right side. DeJounte Murray. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Rebound comes to Bledsoe. To Paul George. Batum. Paul George fires, knocks it down off the step back.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
To Murray. Shot from the lane won't go.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Paul George to Marcus Morris. George on the drive, but his shot misses. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
To Young. Clippers have it. George picked up by Bellinelli. Runner here won't go. Murray into the front court. The deficit now up to 13. Over to the right side. Here comes the screen. To Murray. Beyond the arc for three. Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that one.
It's George for two and strokes it.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Murray with the basketball. The deficit now up to a dozen. Thaddeus Young looking good. 4 for 5.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. George to Marcus Morris. Murray with it. His guys trail by 10. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
DeJounte Murray, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 70% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first.
For Los Angeles, number 41, Kawhi.
No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Bledsoe with it up top. The lead stands at 9. George to the basket, but it won't go.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
George lets it fly. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Kawhi Leonard trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. The free throw is good. Finishing off the three-point play. The lead grows to 12. Murray into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Young. Trying to cash in. Thaddeus Young. He's now 5 for 6.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Clippers have the basketball. Strong finish for Paul George.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Screen coming. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Serge Ibaka slams it down. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
DeJounte Murray. The pass set it all up.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
To George. defense there, forcing the pickup. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Eric Bledsoe at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. To Young. He misses that one free throw. Time for some new personnel into the game. Bad pass there. Clippers have it to Paul George. Runner here won't go down. Kawhi Leonard tips it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
To Young. Here comes the screen. Try from the baseline, but it won't go down. Another follow, stays out. It's LA Clippers ball to George. Tyler Zeller rejects it.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
To Young. Here comes the screen. Deep two there, won't go. To Nick Batum. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To shoot for San Antonio. From long range. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Paul George to Leonard. Oh, emphatic slam.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
Young. Deep right corner. Here's a chance from long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Reggie Jackson. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down. Now a whistle. San Antonio is going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Entering the game for Los Angeles.
DeJounte Murray.
Marcus Morris.
And look out.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs a guard on the next play down the court.
George to Marcus Morris.
2 minutes left.
Oh, too much contact. Free throws on the way.
Ed and I want to go home too, but fouls like that only stop the clock for all of us.
And he connects on the first free throw. Two for two on that trip. Murray into the front court. His guys down big. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
And hits the first free throw.
Entering the game for the Los Angeles.
Goes 2 for 2. LA Clippers with the basketball. George matched up with Aminu. To Batum.
Double team, double team, double team.
Al-Farouq Aminu swats it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
To Murray. From the outside, no good.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Nothing going here on that drive. Off the pro hop. Strong footwork. To Nick Batum. Leonard. And a chance coming up at the line.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Nikola Batum at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Spurs in possession. DeJounte Murray. The Spurs with 4 on the shot clock. Has a chance. Desperation shot here from half court. Third quarter comes to an end. It's been all Clippers so far. It's the Spurs with the basketball. As we begin the fourth quarter, they're looking up at a big margin. And that, Jay, shouldn't come as a surprise to many.
Well, for them to have a chance to win, I'm glad they brought their A game in their backpacks here to the arena, but that's not enough. They need their A+ game, and they need to execute down the stretch. You need to throw everything in the bag at them in order to win this game.
Leonard to Paul George. Here comes the screen. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
Ooh, is there a medic in the house? You need to get those ankles retaped ASAP.
DeJounte Murray. Shot clock winding down. For three. Rebounds taken down by Leonard.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
San Antonio ball. Great pass to set it up. DeJounte Murray. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Throws it down. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Shot from the lane won't go. Paul George to Leonard.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Now a pass stolen by the Spurs.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you'll be able to stop a great passing team.
To Leonard. George. Luke Kennard matched up with Pirtle. To Leonard. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Nothing going here on that drive. Kawhi Leonard. That's rebounded by the Spurs. Spurs have it. To Murray. Here comes the screen. DeJounte Murray. Missed it. How'd that not go down? To Leonard. Couple of cracks at the line now.
Look, I get it. Being down sucks. But you can't just start haphazardly playing defense and committing silly fouls. Play this game with purpose.
First one, count it. And he makes them both. Murray with the basketball. Down a bundle. To Young. DeJounte Murray to Young. Here comes the screen. Has a look. A shot by Young, no good. Serge Ibaka sends it away. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Thaddeus Young, huge block.
Continuous effort is the key for your team's success. No one this entire ball game has quit on a play. That right there, that's what's going to help your team win this game.
Jackson with it. His guys holding the big lead. To Leonard. Fires the three, and Kawhi Leonard buries the three with a hand in his face.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
DeJounte Murray. Fires the three. Not that time. DeJounte Murray forced that one up. Jackson with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. Leonard to George. Oh, he had it. To Murray. Screen coming. And the rebound taken in by George. To Leonard. Jackson. Oh, bad pass. Taken away by the Spurs. To Young.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Screen coming. Young. Nice pass to set things up.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter.
Visit the website for your chance to win.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Clippers have the basketball. Paul George to Jackson. Offensive board. To Murray. To Young. Short jumper misses. Luke Kennard picked up by DeJounte Murray. To Marcus Morris. The shot almost. Murray with it. Looking to make something happen. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
It's LA Clippers ball. Jackson to Luke Kennard. Sizing up the defense. George to Luke Kennard. Trying to cash in. The screen sets him up for two.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Murray into the front court. He'll run the offense. 4-3. He still can't find his range from deep. It's no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Murray.
Hey, check up, let's go.
Young. To Murray. Here comes the screen. DeJounte Murray. To Young. Has a chance, and he hits.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Jackson to Paul George. And scores. Strong take.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Spurs will take the timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
Number 41, Kawhi Leonard.
DeJounte Murray.
To the Spurs. Number 25,
Serge Ibaka pins it. That's his third block this evening.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
DeJounte Murray. To Young. Doesn't have the touch. No good. To Marcus Morris. Here's Leonard for two. Can't connect.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
DeJounte Murray. To Young. Going to launch beyond the arc. Offensive board. And a whistle.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
that's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1. Los Angeles Clippers are in the penalty.
Can't miss those. LA Clippers with the basketball to Marcus Morris. Serge Ibaka slams it down. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is, though.
Me neither. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Serge Ibaka. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Here comes the screen. 5 to shoot for San Antonio. Lets it fly from long range. Too much contact. And free throws coming.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
First free throw is good.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
And he misses the second. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Kawhi Leonard guarded by Bellinelli. take stock of the floor. Probing the defense. Kawhi Leonard. Not that time. Oh, he can't do that.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Kawhi Leonard, that's his first.
Oops, he missed the first one. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. It's the Clippers who come away with the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
With the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers came away with the victory in this one. And the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high-percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. The Spurs couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you can tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the San Antonio Spurs.
Game track. Second chance points.
The Los Angeles Clippers were most impressive in the way they turned their effort into second chance points. If I was their coach, I'd be very proud of the team for the way they played with heart.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard gets rewarded for the way he provided his teammates with plenty of easy baskets. His assist total is certainly indicative of his clever playmaking.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.